So what you think is, you think it's an issue with the milk or?
Maybe because they just switched the caramel to the...
That's your robot!
I might have just blown up whatever was left of his father-son bond with King Harris because he straight up dragged his own son to court, demanding custody of little King Jr. The paperwork makes it crystal clear. Ty doesn't believe King is ready to be a father. He claims his son is unstable, reckless, and way too unpredictable to raise a baby. And T.I. is not about to sit back and watch while King's wild lifestyle ruins his grandson's future. The only question now is, will King roll over and let his dad win, or will he fight him to the bitter end in court? But how did this family drama explode into a full-blown custody war? It all started when whispers of tension inside the Harris household began to spill out into the streets. At first, it was just gossip. But then the rumors got deadly serious when court documents leaked.
My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas. His ass going to prison.
Showing that T.I. himself had filed for custody of King Jr. And here's the real kicker. This wasn't just a lawyer moving in silence for him. Reports say T.I. personally wrote a letter to the judge, asking for King to be declared unfit to raise his own child. That line alone flipped the whole narrative upside down, because it wasn't just about parenting anymore. T.I. was calling his son a straight-up danger to his baby boy. That's when King totally lost it. He stormed into T.I. and Tiny's house, snatched his son, and dipped, leaving everything behind. Once he got far enough away, King picked up the phone, called his dad, and unleashed every ounce of his fury. King felt flat-out betrayed, humiliated, wounded, and pushed right to his breaking point. But this story isn't so simple, because if you've ever seen how King is with little Jr., you'd understand why the thought of losing him made him snap. From the second he found out he was about to be a dad, King shocked everybody by stepping up. When his baby mama Yaya announced the pregnancy, most people rolled their eyes, convinced he'd run the other way. With his reckless past, everyone thought he'd crash out instead of manning up. But the streets were stunned. King actually leaned into fatherhood. And when Junior finally arrived, he was over the moon. He even dropped a welcome song for his baby boy and posted it to Instagram with the caption, November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr. Time to take over.
Talk to me. Until then, ain't nothing going. Call who you need to call, do what you need to do. Ain't nothing happening. No money, no beer.
For a brief moment, it really looked like being a dad was the one thing strong enough to anchor him. People thought, maybe this is the start of a new king. But that dream didn't last long, because soon his old habits came creeping back. And the biggest red flag? His infamous arrest. That incident not only embarrassed the whole Harris family, but it also exposed just how unstable King really was behind the scenes. It wasn't some small traffic stop either. He was caught wilding out, peeling out of a gas station in his BMW like it was a racetrack. In the process, he almost slammed head-on into a police cruiser. In that split second, you could practically see his future flashing right before his eyes. And when the cops finally pulled him over, things spiraled fast. The smell of weed was strong, and then officers spotted a gun tucked right into his waistband. But believe it or not,
crazy when I wake up. God damn. Snap back, you ain't get right. Bro, what do you be looking at, bro? What you be looking at? Hey. You falling over, Captain.
that wasn't even the wildest part. The real bombshell dropped when cops ran King's name through the system. Because what came up wasn't just some ticket or unpaid fine. It was a full-blown outstanding warrant that had been haunting him since 2022. Overspeeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI he never even owned up to. Instead of facing it head-on, King thought his famous last name would shield him forever. But this time, there was no escape. The officers cuffed him right there on the spot.
People hit me up like, King, I know you tired. You ain't getting no sleep. And the truth be told, before this little I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house. So.
And when the arrest footage leaked online, the world saw it all over his face. That wasn't just fear. That was raw regret. The kind of look from someone who finally realized he wasn't just gambling with his freedom, he was gambling with his son's future too. Even the officer who hauled him in said King was unusually calm, but that calm wasn't maturity. It was the silence of a man who knew deep down he had pushed it too far. And when T.I. showed up at the station to bail him out, he wasn't just furious, he looked shattered, because this wasn't about another rapper's kid wilding out. This was a father staring at the ugly truth. His son was walking the exact same dangerous path he swore he'd protect him from. Right there, T.I. realized something brutal. If he was always going to be the one cleaning up King's messes, then he couldn't let him raise Junior alone. That was the nightmare T.I. had dreaded for years. He had warned King over and over that this reckless lifestyle would land him behind bars. And now, with a baby's future on the line, his prophecy had come true. Back when King first started going viral in 2022,
Dude, you want to take my man off my ears?
Yes, sir.
There's one in the ear.
Does your buddy have one as well?
This guy's over there.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
You take
Okay.
the clip out.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. You'd step out for me. Yes, sir.
T.I. had already taken to the internet practically begging his son to chill out. He told fans he had been warning King's mom and grandmother too, urging them to keep an eye on him before it was too late.
Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You straight?
I'm gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't feeling this.
Just take a step to the side for me. Hey, boss, you don't have any firearms on you?
I do, but it's concealed.
Okay, just leave it where it's at.
It
You cool? You cool, man? Just
What's up?
stand by.
And now, here they were, living the fallout of everything he predicted. And I wasn't saying all that just to make King feel small. He was saying it because he lived that life himself and knew exactly where it leads. Straight to jail, no shortcuts. This was a father who had already paid the heavy price of his own reckless choices, and he didn't want his son to walk the same cursed road. If King had listened back then, maybe he wouldn't have ended up in handcuffs or fighting for custody of his own child today. But he didn't listen, and now it's blowing up in his face in the worst way possible. One incident that really showed just how far off the rails King had gone came in 2022 when he crashed out inside a Waffle House. What was supposed to be a quick bite spiraled into pure chaos, all because the worker messed up his order by adding pickles, a mistake most people would have brushed off. But King snapped. He started screaming through the restaurant like it was a war zone. He even threatened the worker's job and flexed his money like he was untouchable. And the wildest part? King actually recorded the whole meltdown and posted it online, like it was something to brag about. Instead of making him look tough, it painted him as a spoiled brat with zero self-control.
Me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If you got to keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going.
Worse yet, it dragged his parents' names straight through the mud. Suddenly, strangers on the internet were blasting their parenting, saying they failed to raise him right. And that's what cut T.I. the deepest. It wasn't just that King was embarrassing himself. He was out here glorifying violence and chaos, crossing a line T.I. swore his family would never cross. King stays online, fronting like a gangster. Tough talk, wild claims, begging for people to see him as a street legend. But for T.I., that was the biggest red flag of all. It showed King had no clue what it really means to leave a legacy for his kids or raise a child on the right path.
This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File show. Come back. What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. Now I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do.
Yeah, I had his run-ins with the law back in the day, but he never glorified that life. The moment he saw a way out, he took it. He hustled to flip the script. But King? He never grew up in the trenches. He never had roaches crawling across his bed, never had to wonder if food would be on the table. He had privilege, private schools, designer clothes, and every resource I could give him. Yet every time he gets online, he's flexing like he came straight out the gutter. And that fake street image always burned T.I. up inside because he sacrificed to give his son everything he never had. To him, King playing hood was not just embarrassing, it was disrespectful. That tension finally erupted for the whole world to see at an Atlanta Falcons game. What started off as a minor back and forth turned into a full-blown explosion. King stared his father down and said he didn't grow up with a silver spoon. That one line hit T.I. like a bullet, because to him, those words weren't just ungrateful, they were a slap in the face to every sacrifice he had made. T.I. fired back, reminding his son he never had to wake up with roaches crawling on him, never had to fight for scraps just to eat. King had no clue what true poverty even looked like, but King wasn't backing down. He clapped back, saying he grew up with his grandma in a rough neighborhood.
Look better. He said he know not true. Silver spoon. I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, Tip used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandmama's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
Every
and
day.
I know you. You capping. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Shut up. Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no mystery about his
I know you though.
man.
I know you though.
Shut up.
I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business.
And right there, it all boiled over. It wasn't just an argument anymore. It was two clashing realities playing out in public. Voices rose, insults flew, and then it got physical. Clips of the chaos spread online instantly, going viral. But behind the memes and the trending hashtags, what the world was really watching was a father pushed past his breaking point, and a son who refused to fold, even if it meant humiliating his family in front of everybody. That night at the Falcons game made one thing crystal clear. If T.I. and King were willing to throw down in front of a packed stadium, imagine what must have been happening behind closed doors. Fans flooded the comments, saying,
I became a father, so I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
I should have stepped in a long time ago. They claimed King had no clue just how privileged he really was. One fan wrote, "The fact he thinks he grew up in the streets or could even hang in the streets is hilarious." Another added, "He only got passes because of who his parents are. Let him run out there without that protection and see what happens." That comment alone racked up hundreds of likes because it summed up exactly how the public felt about King. A wannabe street kid playing dress-up in a life he didn't understand. But instead of humbling himself and retracing his steps, King doubled down. Even with a baby on the way, he kept flashing guns, talking tough, and cosplaying gangster like it was a full-time job. And for T.I., that was the final red flag. Because any man still stuck in that mindset was definitely not ready to be raising a child.
He's so cute.
Hey, cutie. Hey,
How you doing? You having a
got
good
your
day?
robe on?
He smelled good.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh,
Well, he went to sleep like it too.
His drop turkey.
Yeah.
So what you think? You think it's an issue with the milk or?
Maybe because they just switched the caramel to the less ingredients.
Fans even remembered the infamous moment when Boozy and T.I. had to check their sons on camera. King and Boozy's boy Tootie Raw were caught filming a music video that looked more like a trap house than a set, surrounded by guns like it was a flex. That's when the dads stepped in to shut it down. T.I. scolded King right there, asking why he was so focused on pretending to be a gangster when he could have been surrounded by women, money, and success instead. It was the clearest sign yet. King wasn't just rebellious, he was locked into a dangerous fantasy, and T.I. knew it could cost him everything. I made it plain as day. Waving guns and living like that would only ever land King in one place: jail. And you could hear the disappointment dripping from his voice. He wasn't joking. He wasn't sugarcoating. This was a father at his breaking point. So when King still went out and got himself arrested after all those warnings, that was it. The final straw. What makes this even deeper is how obvious it is that T.I. and Tiny adore little King Jr. From the moment T.I. found out he was going to be a grandfather again, he was glowing. He even announced it proudly on a podcast, smiling like it was the best news of his life. Every clip of T.I. with Jr. goes viral, with fans flooding the comments saying he looks more invested in that child than King ever did. And that's exactly why the custody lawsuit feels like more than just a power move. For T.I., this is about protecting his grandson, saving an innocent baby before it's too late. But here's the twist nobody can figure out. King has gone completely silent. No rants, no live streams, nothing. That silence could mean he's plotting his next explosive move, or it could mean he already knows he's lost this battle. Either way, whatever he does next could change the Harris family forever. So what do you think? Is T.I. doing the right thing by taking custody, or is King about to clap back harder than ever? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next video.